Good morning, welcome to a morning review. This is Kim Watson speaking on Friday, the 24th of June, Independence Day as it may be known in the future. So, looking at the pound dollar, and we've seen a move of 1,760 pips roughly from the top to bottom. At the moment, we're seeing somewhat of a retrace back into the weekly S3 levels. From here, well, what happens? It's the great unknown, to be fair. There's a possibility that the pound's been oversold during the night. The banks start thinking, well, this is not right, and start buying the cable and selling the dollar, possibly. Will be interesting a day as we lead onwards. But for now, it's very oversold still. It's I'd say recovered a reasonable amount so far this morning, in the last couple of hours. But how far it will recover, if it will recover further, is anyone's guess at this juncture. My expectation is that it will continue more to the upside, and over the coming days it may still sit lower, but will move back into a more normal trading range. Okay, there's not much else to be said on cable. Let's have a look at euro, and euros obviously felt the effect as well, not dropping quite so much. What was it, about 500 pips? I think I measured it. Yeah, about 500 pips. It's fallen this morning, and it's currently having a bit of bounce already back into its weekly pivots. S3 midi there at the moment. Also seen somewhat of a recovery. A lot of these currencies, it may be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to some of the reaction here, and hence why we see this sort of retracement. And of course, the central banks will no doubt at some point be intervening in some measured way, I'm sure. So, a very difficult one in terms of trading today. As I say, there is the possibility some of these markets will recover somewhat, but to what extent we'll see. Dollar yen strengthened here massively. Again, is quite a big movement. So from the 750 pips, it's one of the bigger moves here. But again, it's recovering half decently at the moment, and it's already, what is that, about 45% back to where it was before. So we're seeing a bit of a balance there. I think for all these markets, it's very difficult to call in terms of direction that they may go today. I mean, we've cut through some key resistance points as we've rallied back up here. There'll become a time, I'm sure, they'll tire out a little bit and even up. But where those points are is a bit of the great unknown in the markets. Normally you can sort of estimate by using technical analysis, but it may be a bit more difficult and tricky today. As the euro, as the Aussie dollar, it's sold off quite significantly here as everything else. I mean, it really has been a hard time for the Americans that have seen their dollar bought as a good one. Big influx of dollars there. They'll be wanting to change that quite quickly, I'm sure, as well. So they'll probably help it step in. Aussie dollar really been hit quite hard. Again, it's bouncing here. There will be cases of the Bank of Japan, I'm just reading here, is to add stimulus as necessary. There's a lot of comments coming out from central banks at the moment, which may help to steady the markets and, as I say, bring it back more to an even keel. Aussie dollar here, then, it's short term. We're just seeing a bit of a retracement back south again. It had, well, it's difficult to say what's going on here, but it's not too far out of the trend. I mean, it's probably just breaking trend lines here, but it's not too far off kilter in real terms, and possibly this retracement could see it coming back further today as well if the markets, as I say, even up here. Canadian dollar moved up quite a pace as well. It wipes off about 5 days in one day. So It's whether it's going to react more, strengthen a little bit more from here. Let's just look at the price of oil, which has actually come down somewhat. So it's kicked oil down somewhat, strengthening of the US dollar. So all in all, it's a bit of a bitty old day. We've hit some very simple technical points on some of these other currencies. I mean, cable just went through its technical points, but the likes of Canadian dollar running into the daily 100 and having a reaction. There's quite a few sort of, as I've flicked through here, where they've gone into some key support or resistance. The Aussie dollar just ran through its R3 weekly R3 pivots there. At its high, it's finding support off its S1 pivot at the moment. So that they may start coming back into. We may see some technical trading once more, but I would expect further corrections as we go through today. For those that are unsure, when in doubt, don't is the answer. I think in terms of sitting on the sidelines, there's nothing wrong with it. You may feel that you're missing out on something, but you may be missing out on some big losses as well. Volatility this morning in cable between 6 and 7 o'clock at times, it was moving 40 or 50 pips in seconds. So it's one to be very carefully traded if you're going to be doing it, and just wait until the market settles. Okay, that's it for me. News-wise today, well, we're going to have a lot of it, undoubtedly. We've already seen the result. We've got Carney to speak this morning. We've got the Prime Minister to speak this morning. There'll be lots of other speaking going on through the day. I think this afternoon's core durable goods data from the US may just be hidden. So if they've got a bad figure, they may as well just release it today. All in all, I wish you a good one and a safe one. And as we often say, cash is a good position. Bye for now.